On opening tip-off, the Boston Celtics accept their rings after defeating the Denver Nuggets in the finals. Tatum has proven himself to be a top 3 player in the league after winning MVP and Finals MVP last year. But it wouldn't be Boston to play on the Friday night tip-off game. That would be the OKC Thunder going up against the Denver Nuggets in Denver. The Thunder were the 2 seed last year and was expected to make a conference finals run, but fell short to Minnesota when Lillard started to catch fire. Denver surprised most after getting into the finals as the 5 seed before losing to the Boston Celtics in a gentleman's sweep. These two teams are looking like the heavyweights of the Western Conference, so whichever team ended up winning would send a message to the rest of the league showing that they're the team to beat in the West. In the end, the OKC Thunder would make a statement victory on the road in the season opener. Their new starting lineup consisting of sophomores True Richmond and Adonis Poe caught fire tonight, leading them to a decisive win over Denver. Next on the schedule is the Toronto Raptors heading into Chicago against the number 2 and number 5 picks in the 2025 draft. Both Chicago rookies are from overseas and have crazy high potential. The Raptors draft fell short, however, failing to get their young stars, Scottie Barnes and Ty Wallace, adequate help. With them also trading away Pascal Siakam in free agency for Derek Lively and picks, this team got a whole lot worse. Between these two young, developing teams, one player really shined. That would be Ty Wallace, who caught fire dropping 37 points in Chicago to get his team their first win on the year. There's certain games where Ty Wallace is just unstoppable scoring-wise, and this was one of them. For Chicago, their rookies struggled, mainly Kai James Jr. as he had 5 turnovers and shot awful from the field against a strong defense, while Rocky Michael M had his moments but was not good all around, getting himself a respectable 14.8 rebounds, 6 assist performance in a tough loss at home. The next game has the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Washington Wizards. Luka and the Mavs are currently coming off a disappointing year where they lost in the first round, but Luka and Kyrie basically did not play in that playoffs due to injury. So their potential with 2024 third overall pick Javon Ayuk is still unknown. For the Wizards, they have simply been awful this entire series, but they do have some decent players like Jordan Poole, Kuzma, Miles Bridges, and John Collins. But those aren't really players that will win you playoff games. And to make it worse, Jordan Poole would go down with a high ankle sprain against Dallas that will sit him out for a couple weeks. I think it might be in Washington's best interest to tank for a high pick next year, and if they end up drafting a superstar, they may be able to change their fortune. But for now, they are still the same old Wizards. The Mavericks cast actually struggled, letting Washington keep the game close, but Luka Doncic does what he does best, dropping a crazy stat line to bring home a win for Dallas as Luka gets a 50-point triple-double at home. Next up is a absolute banger matchup between the San Antonio Spurs and Milwaukee Bucks. Last year, Milwaukee was one of the biggest disaster seasons in NBA history, but now with new faces like Donovan Mitchell, James Wiseman, and Draymond Green, the Bucks players and fans have found new excitement. On the other side of the coin, the Spurs were one of the biggest surprise teams last year, going 23-7 in their final 30 regular season games, led by Victor Wembanyama, sophomore Jalen Anthony Thompson, and veteran PG-13. But now including rookies UCLA wing Will McDaniels and Duke point guard Johnson Irving. Both teams have a lot of potential, but it would be the Bucks to really make a statement. This new Milwaukee team looks scary good. It may only be 7 games into the year, but it's unbelievable how hot they've started. Currently sitting at 6-1, and their only loss came to the reigning champions, the Boston Celtics. Next we have the new look Utah Jazz against the up-and-coming Orlando Magic. The Jazz have a completely different team after drafting Syracuse center Jamal Rush first overall and signing LeBron James in free agency. Not to mention they actually rebranded their jersey and court. The Magic drafted college superstar Liam Archer to pair up with Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Vucevic, and Malik Monk. The Jazz have been struggling so far, but this game would still be a big win for Orlando as they have a chance to beat LeBron on the road. The Magic make a statement by dominating the Jazz in a 131-104 win in Utah. The first overall pick looked solid, putting up a double-double, while LeBron James struggled heavily against his top 5 Orlando Magic defense. But for the Jazz, even with Jamal Rush, their defense has been atrocious, allowing Liam Archer to dominate in his first start and Franz Wagner to score a season-high 36 points. And lastly, the Houston Rockets face off versus the Sacramento Kings. This Rockets team might be the deepest team in the league, which means it's very difficult for their 2 top draft picks to get playing time. Divine Cross hasn't played in a single game, while Trayvon Bailey has never started a single game. The Kings have started the year off hot with one of the best offenses in the league, as well as one of the best rebounding teams in the league. On the other end, the Rockets have been struggling all year, starting off 0-5, but a bright spot has been Amen Thompson. After 2 years off the bench, Thompson has found himself in the starting lineup after amazing play with averages of 23.6 points per game, 5.2 assists per game, and 1.9 steals per game. A big problem for Houston, however, has been their guards, and it really isn't their play, it's the amount they have. It's clear they have way too many guards on the team, which is probably why a lot of reporters have came out and said Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet is on the trade block. The Kings' 3rd overall pick, Dylan Owens, had himself a field day on the glass, grabbing a career-high 16 rebounds while getting 11 points against Houston. Even with Sacramento's offense being on fire, Houston's nice perimeter defense stepped up. Amen Thompson's development has really made Houston a stout defensive unit, while also putting himself in Most Improved Player of the Year talks. With Houston dominating the game, the Houston rookies actually got playing time. Cross didn't really do much with the opportunity, but Trayvon Bailey was on fire, scoring 14 points in just 21 minutes. Houston has started slow, but with all the talent, they're bound to figure it out. And that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to make your own player for this year's draft class, make sure to join the link in the description where that will be the Discord so you can make your player. If your player was not shown, don't worry, you will most likely see them next episode. There's so many rookies that it's hard to show everybody into one episode or it'll be really long. And I'm not trying to make y'all wait for episodes, so I'm going to, kind of split it up. And I can get the season over with sooner so we can get newer rookies shown, in the off season and all that. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you understand, and I'll see y'all guys next time. Peace.